Have you ever tried to put a legendary or mythical Pokemon in the daycare with the Ditto to see what will pop out? Only to be disappointed to find out that they all can't seem to do the deed? Oh, but not you, Manaphy. You're a half exception. Well, it makes sense because it seems as if 85% of them don't have any genders, and the ones that do can't even get it on with their counterparts. What kind of logic? See, this one I understand because Cresselia is always a female, and even though Darkrai looks like a male, it's actually genderless. But come on, Latios and Latios? How are you gonna make a set of Pokemon that are counterparts to each other that have two different genders and not have the ability to let them breed? What kind of logic is... Oh, wait. I guess that's the logic of the Pokemon world, because these two can't seem to get on either. Well, my friends, that logic has changed with these two because according to the Pokedex and the laws of nature, Solgaleo and Lunala do in fact have genders, and yes, they can get a little freaky, but not in the way that you think. Join me in today's video as I talk about Solgaleo and Lunala, their genders, and their ability to breed. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. I decided to make a quick little video for you guys with all the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon hype going on, so be sure to hero punch that like button if you enjoy the video, and if you don't enjoy the video, hit that dislike button, let me know how you feel, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, go check out my Twitter and Patreon accounts, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now on to the video. Boy, it felt good saying all that again. So you probably saw the title of this video and thought I was a bit crazy, and you may be frantically smashing on your keyboard saying, "But Hybrid, Solgaleo and Lunala don't have genders, see?" Well, my good friend, I thought so too. But it seems as if I was mistaken. Now it's very clear that Solgaleo is a very masculine Pokemon, and that Lunala is a very feminine Pokemon. That much everyone knows. But there are many Pokemon that are either very masculine or very feminine, and pertain to both genders. There are even Pokemon such as Primarina who have a higher male to female gender ratio despite looking more feminine. And that gender ratio is mentioned directly through the Pokedex data. And the Pokedex is the exact same thing that makes mention of Solgaleo and Lunala's gender. Despite the Cosmic Duo being labeled as Pokemon with no genders in battle and through the Dex itself, the Dex entries state otherwise. In Pokemon Moon, Solgaleo's Dex entry states, "This Pokemon is said to be a male evolution of Cosmog. At the activation of its third eye, it departs for another world." And Lunala's Dex entry states, "This Pokemon is said to be a female evolution of Cosmog. At the activation of its third eye, it flies over to another world." Now, I know that a lot of Dex entries have been proven to be false and bogus, but there is in fact a way to test this out. As we're all aware, Solgaleo and Lunala are the only legendary Pokemon with an evolutionary line, and they're even a part of the same evolutionary family. So when you have a male of a certain species and a female of that same species, you will get the offspring of that same species. Meaning that if Solgaleo and Lunala can breed together, their genders must be confirmed. And they in fact can. Now you won't get them to breed by throwing them into the daycare together, but you can get them to breed by taking the mascot legendary of your game to either the Lake of the Sun or the Lake of the Moon respectively. A cutscene occurs with the two legendaries coming together, and then the camera fades away, and voila, Cosmog appears. I believe that whatever happened here was Solgaleo and Lunala's way of breeding, and it definitely wasn't the typical breeding that we're used to unless, you know, the camera panned away and something happened, but whatever. I believe a key detail on the Cosmic Duo's origins is that they're not from this world. What is breeding to us is probably completely different for them, as well as practically everything else in the world, including gender. Most extraterrestrial Pokemon don't seem to have any genders, but that may simply be because we don't know what genders from other worlds are. Figuring out genders from other worlds may be a bit more complex than a male has this set of organs and a female has this set of organs. This could be the reason as to why typical breeding doesn't seem to work for these two, as well as the reason for the confusing Pokedex data, because our definition of a male and female don't apply to these two. We have no choice but to label them as genderless, because that's what makes sense in our world. While in our world there's no visible sign of either legendary being male or female, it does seem as if, on another world, that these two can be classified as male and female. There's also solid evidence backing up the theory that SOLGALEO is the male evolution of Cosmoem, and that Lunala is the female evolution of Cosmoem. Not only because of the Dex entries, but also because SOLGALEO and Lunala can breed and produce a Cosmog. But this is only one of the many mysteries of the cosmic duo, now which we can almost safely say is a trio. So let's hope that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon can give us the answers to all of our questions. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I promised you guys all a quick little update as to the status of me and my channel. I plan on posting more frequently, expect at least 2 videos a week. The reason for my absence was because I was forcing myself to make videos that I didn't want to make, and believe me, I'm only going to produce content that I want to create, and also financial reasons. If you guys would like me to post more frequently and for me to be able to stay consistent with my videos, be sure to become a Patreon today, as that will allow me to do so. But any kind of support from you guys is greatly appreciated, and I thank you all for it. So be sure to check out my other videos. Hope you guys all enjoyed this one. I sure enjoyed making this one. It's been the first video I made since January. So take care, and I'll see you guys all soon, alright? Later!